Greetings and salutations. It is day 2 of this 28-day messenger's journey. And for me, going live is part of that journey. Feeling a lot of nervous energy in this moment. I've been reading Assata, and I was sitting just kind of getting into reading it. I actually hadn't started yet, so I was really just thinking about different aspects of it, because this next part that I'm coming up to was kind of the ending of the part of the court case that she was on with Kamau Siddiqui. I believe that's how you pronounce his name. Also a political prisoner, although he is still currently being held. I was just looking him up and just realized that he is currently still a political prisoner. Initially when I was looking it up, I was just, confirming that this was the father of her child, because I knew that I had heard that she had a child while she was, being held a political prisoner. And I'd kind of wondered, how that happened. I didn't know because I know that she was being held in male prisons. She was being held in, male prisons. So I didn't know if maybe there was something that was able to connect while there, but it happened when she was brought to be on trial for the murder of that New Jersey state trooper. Where they were both falsely accused. But they were acquitted. And the reason that he's currently still a political prisoner is because when she escaped to Cuba, they decided to reopen that case and retry him on that. I'm not sure the details of it. I didn't look too deeply into it, so I would just suggest you check that out. But he was brought in again, and was they used her as leverage, to convince Assata to go to a different country where they would be able to apprehend her, because Cuba was not, allowing for her apprehension. They would not give her up. They stood with her and by her, because her, this is a civilian human being just wanting to exist, and a government is after her because she has a message that people resonate with, but I was, I think I digress to the, thoughts that had been coming through, and, what was wanting to be shared is, the idea that amidst all the darkness that was present in, that moment of, the situation that they were in, being falsely accused, held captive, the way that they were treated, the way they were spoken to, all these things that for many, you might break and become hardened, you know. Within this moment, they were able to find love, you know, and to create life, you know, amidst all of that, you know. And just kind of bringing that to this external is realizing that with everything that is happening, with all the darkness that we might be faced with, there is light, you know, and allowing ourselves to exist within that light, you know, not to the not meaning, you know, turning away from the dark aspects that we're seeing, but recognizing the light amidst it, you know, allowing that to sustain us as we are facing the shadow, as we are facing the darkness, you know, knowing that it's all a learning process, you know. But yeah, I don't really have much after that. I feel like I've been on just for like a couple minutes, but I think that's maybe all that wanted to come through in this moment. It's like the sounds just they throw me off sometimes, you know. Like you just kind of lawnmowers a lot of times get me. These sounds, I appreciate those sounds. Those are more calming. And not that the other ones aren't calming, you know, it's just they're distracting, you know. It's like my mind just kind of scrambles sometimes, especially with the lawnmower. Like a lot of times, no matter what thought it is that I'm having, if I'm like sometimes when I'm doing videos and the lawnmower, you hear it in the background, it's like it things just kind of fly out, you know. But yeah, so this is day 2 of the Messenger's 28-day journey into a deeper expression of the self, you know. It's like as an adult, I was diagnosed with ADHD. I don't think it's like a what you call it, like people see those things as like disability, and you know, people are quick to add labels to different things, but I think sometimes it helps to, you know, have a better or deeper understanding of, you know, certain ways of thinking or perceiving different things. But I think on the grander level, it's, you know, us as people, as a collective, you know, being more accepting of the different ways of thinking and being of different people. You know, I think there's this tendency to want to, you know, control that, you know, because we want to feel comfortable, you know, we want to be able to, you know, feel at peace with where we are. But I think sometimes we mistake that for meaning that we need to control all the things around us so that we can be at peace. You know, if we can't be at peace when we're not in control, then that means that it's, you know, it's internal. There's something within that we, you know, kind of have to look at, you know, instead of trying to change the things around us and change the way that things are. Just trying to find acceptance within it, to find comfort within it, to recognize maybe what are the deeper things in, why we feel we need to be in control, of anything, and, in a lot of ways, I think over the last few years, I've definitely let go in a lot of ways, but there's still, a lot of things that are coming up. Good morning. Gratitude for joining in. Just here rambling on. About the self. But yeah. So I guess my intention within this process, a big part of my intention is to uncover, all the ways that I'm still trying to be in control, recognizing that, acknowledging all the areas where there's a deeper I lost my train of thought. Want to join you, but I'm working too much. Oh yeah, no. I appreciate you just stopping in, bringing the energy of your presence. So much gratitude. Thank you. I appreciate just being here. I hope all is going well with your work. I don't think I shall be on too much longer. But I think there is a way for me to show. Okay, I think this is a camera where you can go this way. I love this park. It's been a while since I've walked all the way around. Usually I stop at a table over yonder, but it was taken today, so I had to go to a new spot. But I think I like this spot. Looks like it might rain soon. But yeah, I think that my intention for this process, this meeting of all the edges. Is it starting to rain? I don't know if I smell it. Facing the deeper, what's deeper, yesterday I think I talked about, that fear of being seen, but that comes from somewhere, so what's at the core of that? What's at the root of it? Where does that come from? And I think with any of these things, we know that a lot of it is inherited, a lot of the traumas that we have and that we carry in our bodies, it's not just from this lifetime, it's from generations before us. Why a lot of the work that we're doing now is also for generations ahead. Right? That's how you say it? Yeah. Generations, yeah. Those that are coming up, you know? Like our allowing of that release of the traumas and the emotions that we have packed in, you know? The work that we're doing, yeah, it's not just our own, it's generational work behind us, in present and ahead of us, you know. But yeah. Perhaps in this moment, feeling complete. Kind of just feeling like I want to meditate. You know? Like when you feel that, like, I don't know. It's almost like there's a, you know, alright. You know, you feel that hand coming down. Yeah. I think that's what I'm going to meditate on. You know? Like, what is at the root of that fear? You know? What is it that I don't want to be seen? You know, what is it truly that I am hiding? You know, what is hidden beneath the surface that wants to be seen? You know, there's something that wants to be seen. See, I'm going to meditate on that. You know, and I'm feeling like hesitation within that, you know. Definitely something comes up just with the idea of that. So that feels, you know, I think sometimes when we're about to see something a bit more clearly, you know, especially when it's about ourselves, when, you know, we're in that process of unearthing, you can feel that, you know, hesitation and desire to just kind of, you know, pull back, you know. Yeah. So wanting to kind of see what that is. But yeah. With that, I believe my day 2 is complete. Perhaps I will come back on just with any reflections, you know, after the meditation. Perhaps if you are feeling called in this moment, as you are watching, just if you have a moment to, you know, meditate within yourself, you know, if there's anything that comes up for you, you know, are there any fears that you might have coming up, and, you know, what's beneath those, you know, what is hiding? Like, parts of me is just like, no, just stay hidden. But no. Yeah. Whew. 26 more days. And I am open. I am open to allowing whatever needs to come through to come through. Yeah. Yes. And with that, I shall bid you adieu. I appreciate you for stopping in and listening for a while. You're trying to unlock all 12 chakras. Beautiful. I wish you, if that is your intention, then trust that that is what you're going to do. Just being open to what it takes to get there, and letting go of any idea of what it is that might be, what that looks like on the other side, being open to however that expands for you, but trusting that there is expansion in that. And unlocking all 12 chakras. I know that there's like a whole chakra system, within all of us. I'm only familiar with the 7, but I know that, you hear people talking about like the higher chakras or something. I don't remember exactly. I'm not too well versed, in those kinds of things. And generally it's interesting, like when I talk about, or not talk about, like when I like hear people talking about like the different like things within astrology, chakra systems, like all of those more like spiritual concepts and stuff like that. It's not the word I want to use, but it's the one that came out. Whatchamacallit? A lot of the information doesn't stick, like I kind of just see it as, for me, it's just in general, that information or that wisdom that is within us is unlocked through, a bunch of different means and ways, very often through the interactions with people and conversation, and through our time in nature, through just being open and listening. It's really following that internal guidance. You're going to be guided to all the places and moments that you're meant to be in, right? So if you are trying to unlock your 12 chakras, then just trust that you're always going to be, in spaces or places where there are lessons available to you, to garner that growth, that expansion that is needed to achieve, whatever it is that you are trying to achieve. And if that for you is unlocking all 12 chakras, someone else might just see that as, like opening more fully. There's so many different ways that we perceive and interact with spirituality, with our idea of self, our idea of like anything really, but yeah. I don't know what, if anything, you got from all of that ramblings, but that's what came out. Yeah. Yes. Yeah. I believe with that, I am complete. I am going to meditate for a bit, see what comes through. Perhaps I shall come back on, perhaps not. But yeah, much love and gratitude for your presence, for the engagement. I appreciate it. I will definitely be back tomorrow. I will maybe be back today. We shall see how it flows, how it goes. Who knows? All right. I appreciate you. Thank you. It's not gibberish, it's facts. I appreciate that. Thank you so much. Peace. So much love.